Okay. What? No data? What the hell's going on? No, it's... What? Oh, man. I am slowly getting really very fed up with Windows. Because I don't think I would have this problem if I were using an Apple computer. You know what I mean? I don't know. It just... maybe it's my network. I'm just having a very unstable network connection right now. I don't know what it is. So, okay, so right now it says that I have excellent connection. There's no buffering this time. Look what Aquaman is saying. I ordered 굽네 chicken. You must be jealous. It's so weird coming from the person that's actually... I don't think I've ever heard anybody say it in this way, particularly. No buffering. Okay, that's good. Let's give it a few minutes. Although I think it's a little too late for us to be streaming, to be honest. It's totally okay? Okay. Are you just gonna have ramen instead? Well, honestly, I don't know. But, now, you guys have to understand that this stream, it might just abruptly end at any moment. Because I've been having a lot of issues with my PC lately. I don't know why. I don't know why. Does Aquaman eat chicken? Why wouldn't he? I mean, I guess we're land animals, but we eat seafood, right? We eat seafood, and sharks eat men too. Sharks eat people, so why wouldn't Aquaman eat chicken? You're ready to study. Okay. But what frustrates me even more is that I don't even know why it's working now. I don't know why there are no issues right now. Because I didn't change anything, although I did change a whole lot of settings midstream. I mean, I suppose that could be it. 심야 영화. 물에 빠진 치킨 삼계탕. Yeah. So, gosh, how are you guys? How's your day? My day did... Oh, okay, this just made my day a little bit better. I've got this little snack here. You had a very long day? Yeah, I feel like I've had a long day too. Yeah, at work? Let's go. What's that? Same old? It's actually pretty good. Although it's not as toasty as I would like, if that makes sense. I usually like my egg tarts a bit more toasty. As you can see, it's barely burnt on the outside. I prefer it to be slightly more burnt, more overcooked. This one, I mean, it's good, not bad, but it's just, it tastes very buttery, you know? No, it's surprisingly not soggy. It's actually more on the crispy side, but it just doesn't have that, you know, that smoky scent and taste. You know what I mean? Oh, no. No. I never even imagined myself making egg tarts. I picked them up earlier today when I was out. How's my day? Well, I spent I think the last couple of days for me have been like battling with my my devices, my computers and everything, it's been giving me such a hard time. I don't know why. Like, maybe I just really suck, when it comes to like tech and gadgets. But I spend a lot of time with it, but I seem to have trouble using them all the time for some reason. This is the way what internet usually do buffering. So you guys are experiencing no buffering right now at the moment? Do you bake? No, I do not. Portugal has the best tart. So I've heard. Yeah. And what my wife tells me is that these, the ones that we got today, these are not those type. It's very different. I don't know how they're different exactly, but according to her, it's definitely not that type. So no buffering. Okay, that's good. It's good then. Well, it's not bad. It's not the best I've had, but it's certainly not bad. What a cool night, thanks to the rain. Yeah, and I think we're out of the woods in terms of the heat and humidity that we've been having, right? So it looks like it won't go back up to like 30 degrees during the day. Although we're gonna have a lot of rain for the next couple of weeks, it looks like. Surprisingly, I'm experiencing even better connection than any other days. I don't know what you did to it. Yeah, I wonder what it is. Maybe it's just because it's really late and not a lot of people are watching right now, maybe. Maybe that's why. I live in Gyeonggi-do. Today it rained almost every day. You mean all day? It rained almost all day. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. I live in Gyeonggi-do too. Which part of Gyeonggi-do do you live in? Because I live in the southern part of Gyeonggi-do, and yeah, it rained pretty much all day here today. Yeah. Oh man. Things, the way that things just don't go as you planned. I was actually hoping that I might start streaming earlier than usual today. Like around 7 or even 6. I was talking to myself earlier. I was saying, wow, it would be really good if I could start streaming around 6 or 7 and maybe end a little early. I don't know, or maybe do one of those marathon streams where I stream for like 4 hours straight. But then things, one thing led to another. I ended up having a lot of issues with my my PC and stuff and my setup. And so, wait a minute. Wait, why is there such... Oh, okay. Maybe I do have unstable network connection. It's more layered and smoky like you mentioned and quite heavy. Ah, you're talking about the Portugal style egg tarts? Only God knows. Well, if God is really out there, right? I mean, he's pretty much the only one that would know everything, right? It was so hectic today. Yeah, what was so hectic? Tell me about it. It was so hot here, but it's way cooler now. Chicken. Hey, we've had I've done that, right? I think we've had maybe like once or twice. I remember doing a stream like really long. A stream that went on for like 4 hours. I think I remember doing that. 갈비탕 craze 에 이은 chicken. Emma님 is back. Welcome back. Hi, I'm regular to this channel these days. By the way, I've got a question to ask. Whenever I listen to English whose accent is not American, I find it hard to understand. I would like some advice. Well, it's pretty much the same as like a Korean person having a hard time understanding a different dialect. That happens to me all the time. Doesn't it happen to you? Like you listen to someone speaking in a different regional dialect in Korean, you have a hard time understanding. What can you do about that? What can you do to improve your listening when you're listening to different dialects? It's pretty much the same thing. Just because it's English doesn't mean there's a whole nother like a system to it. It's pretty much the same. It's just a language, right? Just a language. But I'm doing multitasking right now, studying English, investing stock. Wow, okay. Investing in stocks. Cool. All right. So, What stocks should I buy then? Why did you turn on the live at this time? Well, you know, I had a dialogue that I wanted to go through with you guys. I have it ready right here. But then as soon as we started the stream, we immediately ran into network issues, buffering issues, and so we wasted a lot of time dealing with that. And I even had to reboot my computer. And so now it's already almost 11. It's kind of late. I'm guessing it's a little too late to get into the dialogue. Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting. Yeah. I guess it's not that good, you know? Because if it was like really good, I wouldn't be able to like put it down, right? It feels like there are days when I'm busy without even knowing what I did. I think that's what life is. That's life, pretty much. Let's say we are in Dubai. It's 6 p.m. Oh, thank you. You look great, although I can't really see you, but thank you. That's very nice of you to say. I read an article about daily routines today. What's your daily routine like? My daily routine is I work until like 6 or 7 in the morning. And by then I'm like a complete wreck, right? I look like someone who's been drugged and sleep deprived. And then I go to bed around 8. I try to stay awake as long as I can. Because, you know, usually after a day of work, you want to kind of relax and you just kind of want to, you know, fool around, watch some dumb like YouTube videos and waste time and stuff like that, lie around and just like not do anything, but not sleep. You know what I'm talking about, right? After a full day of work, you want to just spend some time by yourself, not doing anything. Right? Don't you guys want to do that? That's exactly how I am in the morning. After I get off work around 6 or 7, you know, after I upload a video, and then at some point I fall asleep, and then I get up around like 1 or 2 p.m. That's how I've been spending the last week or so. I get up, and then what do? I guess I take my dogs out around that time. And then I come back, and then I get back to work, pretty much. What's the difference in terms of nuance between we took the same elevator, we got on the same elevator? Well, so when you say that you got on the same elevator, you're talking about, I mean, it's different. Okay, so think of the difference between getting on the subway and taking the subway. You know the difference there, right? Taking the subway and getting on the subway, it's different. We use it for different contexts. Okay? Do you know what I'm trying to say? So we can't only look at those two sentences. We got to think about when do we say which one, like, because we use each description in different contexts, right? These days the weather is crazy. Yeah, you know, before it started raining a lot a couple days ago, the weather was just amazing, wasn't it? Like, I hadn't seen clouds like that in a really long time. I feel like the last time I saw clouds like the sky, the clouds like the ones that we've got quite recently was like back in the 90s when we were kids. It's got much cooler, especially from dawn to early in the morning. Yeah, game night. Unfortunately, I do not have any games at the moment. You're having some snack tonight, Sam. Well, for me, it's like morning, so. Oh, that's great. Let me know if you have any questions. How many red tats you have? I don't know. I have quite a few. But I don't wear all of them. I don't wear all of them. I only wear... Oh, wait. I don't wear all of them. I have quite a few, but I don't wear all of them. Just chat. I was about to fall asleep. Yeah, see? If, a lot of you were about to fall asleep, so you should go ahead. I think it's a little too late to get into a dialogue. Is this real? It's my first time. Oh, it's your first time tuning into the live? Well, welcome. It's a shame that we're not going to get into anything specific today because it's so late. Bake my own egg tarts. Oh, you do? That's great. That's awesome. I wish I could get you some. Oh, that would be awesome, right? It's funny I say this, but it's really good. That's not funny at all. I mean, you're proud of you're proud of your own work. That's great. How do you bake them? You bake them in the oven or something? Is it your lucky item? I mean, no. It's okay. So it's just a hat, guys. It's just a hat. There's no significance whatsoever with the red hat. It's just a hat. Just a hat, guys. I get that a lot of people kind of want there to be some sort of backstory to it, but no, there's nothing. There's absolutely no significance in this red hat. It's just a hat. And it happens to be red. Night owl? Well, the nighttime is pretty much the only time of day. I know that's kind of weird to say it like that, but it's the only time of day when I can have no disturbance, like I'm not distracted at all or not disturbed by anything. Everybody's asleep, and so I can actually focus and get some work done. I think to chill out in the morning is an ideal routine. To chill out in the morning, you mean like getting up really early in the morning and just kind of focusing and maybe even meditating? I've heard a lot of people do that. Just two, English and Korean. How about you, Yeonsang-gun이? How many do you speak? Let me just go to, do you have a blue cap? I believe I do, yeah. I believe I do. Whereas getting on the subway sounds more like narrative. No, I think, here, hold on a second. 친구님 says 타는 것, 이용하는 것. Yes, this is the difference. Now, the problem is that in Korean we often don't really use them separately. We usually just say 타다. We don't really often say 이용하다, right? We say like 타고 다니다, 타다. I guess we could say sometimes we say 승차하다, I guess, but that's a bit too formal. I think in most cases, whether it means 이용하다 or 승차하다, we usually just say 타다, right? And so I think that's where the confusion is. But if you think about the meaning in English, it's different. Like taking the subway and getting on the subway, right? So for example, let's say that you want to tell a story about something that you saw on the subway. Like maybe, let's say that one day you saw this very inappropriate man smoking on the subway, right? So when you're starting to tell the story, are you going to say, I was taking the subway or I was on the subway? You're more likely to say, hey, you know what happened this morning? Oh my God, I got on the subway, right? You're not going to say, I took the subway, although you could. But even it just sounds so much better when you say, I got on the subway and there was this guy, he's just started smoking. It was crazy. That's how you would tell the story. You know what I mean? You have an oven and you make things from scratch. Wow, that's great. Good for you. That is, everybody should be doing this. It's just really good practice, right? For healthy eating. This just popped into my head, but have you seen any English sentence recently that stuck with you by any chance? English sentence that stuck with me. Yes. it's not that it's a sentence that I'm not familiar with. It's just a kind of phrase that is used very commonly and very often. But I just think that there's never been a more fitting time than now for that phrase. And the phrase goes, America will never be the same again. It's just so fitting with everything that's going on over there. And I don't think it's just America. I think like Western countries in general are going through a very big phase. And it's really scary, terrifying, and interesting at the same time to watch everything unfold. It's very worrisome, very concerning. For the most part, it's very, very concerning how things are going to go, how things will pan out. But it's just so fitting right now at the moment, considering everything considered. Yes, I am in Korea. How about you, Yeonsang-nim? Are you in Korea too? I recently watched a small talk video about Roblox, and I was wondering there are really a lot of social problems caused by Roblox games. Well, I don't know if it's as bad in Korea as it is in the US, but in the US, there are so many predators trying to lure children to do very, very inappropriate stuff. For instance, I think I don't know if it exists in every game, but inside the platform of Roblox, they use a currency, Robux or something like that. And from what I hear, it's used as a currency that you can use to buy stuff, and you can even just give people the currency, right? And from what I hear, these predators, one of their most typical ways of luring children and getting them to do inappropriate stuff and like sending them pictures and stuff is buying them, giving them stuff in the game, right? And so a very typical way they do that is, hey, look, I bought you this stuff. Now you got to do something for me. And so as children, they kind of get sucked into this, they're very susceptible to that kind of mind game. You know what I mean? And so that happens a lot from what I hear. And the kind of games on Roblox is just so, it's really, really shocking. There are these games that like bathtub simulator. There are these things like bathtub simulators. There are games where you simulate going into and taking a bath. Think about that. You have these like middle-aged 40 guys in their 40s and 50s and stuff, and they're playing with kids, and playing those games together. What do you think is going to happen? You said you would forget to cover I feel usage on this channel. How about we do it then now? That totally slipped my mind. That completely slipped my mind. Thank you for reminding me. So it feels and I feel. Wait, was that the one that I said I would explain? I feel and it feels. I feel like it was maybe something different. That was the one? Do you remember the context it was in? I can't remember what it was that I was going to explain. Someone pooped on the floor at my school. Wait, you mean it happens regularly? It's not just a one-time thing? Oh, a lot of messages. These days I've been learning through teachers' 연습 guide, and it's been really helpful for... Oh, that's great. Yeah. It's great, Rotinim. Let's see. Could you break it down a bit more, please? Break down what? I'm into lotteries these days, so can you recommend 6 numbers? I've never had someone make this kind of request. I mean, but isn't that like the worst way to come up with 6 numbers? Just having someone randomly come up with 6 numbers? I feel like that might be the worst way to play the lottery. Just having some random person come up with random 6 numbers. Wish me luck, please. I'm going to book a KTX ticket next morning. I mean, tomorrow morning? I've heard that the booking event in this morning was so hellish since the system sucked. Oh, okay. Oh, so people are already booking their KTX seats for the Chuseok holidays, right? Is that right? Do we only have free conversations today? Pretty much. Yeah, I think so. And some egg tart. Hey, Peterlinim. I remember you. I don't have much trouble expressing my thoughts in English, but not smoothly and with some errors. I feel like I'm stuck at this level, so I try to use English every day, but it doesn't seem to be improving. Any advice? Do you use English to communicate with people every day? America will never be the same. Yeah, that's right. I'm trying to keep up with all these comments. I have a lot of things to eat, but I should. Sometimes I listen to your video while driving. It's pretty helpful. Okay, that's great. Yeah. I'm glad I can help. Lights around you look awesome. Oh, yeah, I like them too. Actually, you see the red lights over there? You can make that happen really easily for very cheap. Here, let me show you. They are USB light bulbs. So all you got to do is just find a USB port, stick it in, and there's a sensor here, right? When you first stick it in, it doesn't turn on, and then you press that sensor on here on this thing at the end, and it turns on. And they sell these in different colors. I really love these. They I don't know, they just make for good ambient lighting. I just bought I think I bought like 4 of them. Just with your partner. I see. Okay, well, you got to ramp it up. You got to find more people to talk to on a daily basis. Try to increase the amount of communication that you do with people. And try to, in a variety of different topics. That, and also consume a lot of content in English. Okay, listen to podcasts, watch interviews, movies and sitcoms, TV shows and whatnot. And as you do that, every time, or, read articles and stuff, learn about what's going on in the world. And as you do that, whenever you come across something that looks like the kind of phrase or structure or sentence or even just a vocabulary, whenever you come across one of them, and it's something that you'd like to remember, maybe it's something that you would like to be able to say sometime in the future, write it down, collect it somewhere, okay, copy, paste it, take a picture of it, write it down, print it out, put it somewhere where you can see them, or just, I don't know, if you have a notebook or something, collect all that inside and just kind of, look through it as often as you can. And if you want to even take it further, what you can do is, let's say that, so you said that you feel quite limited in how deeply you can talk about something, right? And so that means that you must have had an experience where you talked to someone and you really couldn't express enough. You felt like you were very limited with your language, right? So I'm not saying that you should go and recreate that situation, but what you can do is just imagine what you would say the next time you had a situation exactly like that, and prepare a script Okay? I don't know, you can write it down, you can ask your AI chatbot to help you, and create a better version of the conversation that you had, and just practice that. Use it as a script and practice it. You know, kind of like how you prepare for an interview. And I don't know, you could do that. I think that would work. No, it's not my dinner. It's just a snack. I had dinner. Dinner today was grilled chicken breast with steamed peas and a slice of whole grain bread. It was so good. I had something very similar. My wife made me something very similar the other day. It was so good, and I had to make it again for myself. Can you recommend some ways to get high score at speaking tests? I'm just saying anything that I can say in English. Well, if I were you, and if I were trying to get a high score on a speaking test, what I would do, okay? I'm not saying that this is the best way or this is a proven way. I'm just saying this is what I would do, okay? Because how else am I going to answer this question? So what I would do is I would go online or maybe even talk to someone who's familiar with the test and find out what the test wants. There's usually something that the test wants. There's like a template that you can work with. There's usually a set of skills that you can work on to get a high score on a test, because tests usually have a certain pattern that they're looking for, right, in their answers. So I would find out what those are, and I would practice them like crazy. That's what I would do. Will it help if I just keep it on podcast, even if I don't understand? Yes, absolutely. Make sure that you're interested in the topic. Just leave it on in the background. Prepare a script, create a better version of the conversation, keep practicing, be happy. Who doesn't love snacks, right? Who doesn't love snacks? I'm a bit busy day. You've had a busy day. That's good. Keeping yourself. I have any problem with listening, but speaking is... Oh, so you don't have any problem with listening, but speaking is hard without speaking any errors. Thank you for the advice. Speaking with different varies person in English, create better version of script. Yeah. So like if you have like join a Discord or something where you can just constantly chat with people, simply listening or watching others communicate, you can learn so much from that itself. Embracing yourself as who you are. I learned this phrase from Oprah Winfrey show today. I just want to share this gem with you guys, including because we are all precious and gorgeous. Glorious. We're all glorious. Okay. Embracing yourself as who you are. Yeah. I think it's really important, and for some people it's really, really easy, but for some people it's impossibly hard. So, but yeah, it's very important nonetheless. You must have a body type that doesn't gain weight. Me? No, I used to be like 71 kilograms. If I start eating uncontrollably, I gain a lot of weight. Yeah. IELTS test. I don't know how to mention it on it. Sona. IELTS test. Sam, recently I've been having my son practice English by reading and reciting English books. Do you think this method is really helpful for young children learning English? Is really helpful? Reciting English book? You mean just reading out loud? Is that what you mean? What do you mean by reciting? I don't even know what reciting is. Reciting is repeating from memory, isn't it? Repeating, like reciting a poem or something. You repeat something by memory. You mean, are you saying that you have your kids memorize English books and recite them? Damn, that's... or do you mean just having them read out loud? No, No. The appropriate weight for my height is 61. And I'm over that. I'm usually around like 62 or 63. So I'm fat. But, that's not really the problem. My real problem is, my shape. I'm in really bad shape. I'm losing a lot of muscles. And I'm starting to look like Gollum from The Lord of the Rings. And I don't think it's very long until I actually look like Gollum. I'm going to start losing my hair. I'm going to start getting, I'm going to lose more muscles, and I'm going to look like Gollum. I also love snacks and have tried not to eat those, but there are a bunch of snacks in my company. It drives me crazy. Yeah. Testing your willpower, huh? Sentence by sentence, reviewing. Gollum. It's, either Gollum or E.T. It's one of those two. Game that's streaming so often. Oh, really? My gosh. Listening to audio and repeating it multiple times. Okay, well, I'm sure that it helps. It's better than nothing, for sure. And it's going to affect people in different ways. Like, some people will probably get a lot out of it. For some people, it's not going to be... I think it really depends on whether the person enjoys it or not. Like, the content of the book. If it's something that they're very interested in, if it's something that they can enjoy during the process, then that makes all the difference, I think. But, so ask yourself this. Would you recommend that method to a foreigner learning Korean? Would you recommend that? Me, personally, I wouldn't recommend it. I feel like I said, it's better than nothing for sure. And I guess it really depends on what kind of books you're using. If you're using my books, that's totally fine. But other books, I'm not so sure. And I wouldn't really recommend that. I would, because there are so many other ways that you could be using that time to actually practice English, like actually talking to people, reading articles online, reading people's posts and reading how people respond, like watching and reading others communicate and talk to each other. I think that helps more in when it comes to improving your overall proficiency over a language. I used to read out English books when I was younger than 10, and it helped for me to get used to English. That was all. Yeah, sure. Like, anything is better than nothing, right? I have to go, my kid. Oh, okay. Is waiting for me to go to bed together. What? Good night. Okay, good night, Greenie. Thanks for coming by. That's so much. My baby is born in Canada. Oh, okay. Your baby was born in Canada last year, but me and my husband are Korean. I'm worried about teaching both English and Korean. Do you have any tips for us? I'm sorry, I don't. Because I think there are so many different angles to consider, so many different variables to consider. Like, is your kid planning to stay in Canada for the foreseeable future, like from now on, or are you planning to come back to Korea anytime soon? I guess it all kind of depends on that. Like, when it comes to learning both languages at the same time, I really don't have much memory of that. I don't think, because I spent a good part of my childhood in the US. When I was there, I did not learn Korean at all. And 1 month before my parents suddenly decided to come back to Korea. And 1 month before we came back, they gave me this piece of paper with 기억니은. They say, hey, memorize this. And so I had a really hard time when I came back. So I really don't have the experience of learning both Korean and English at the same time. Although I guess I kind of did after I came back to Korea, but that was in a much more natural way, not in a strategic way. So I'm sorry, I don't really have a good advice when it comes to learning, or like whether or not you should be trying to teach them both English and Korean at the same time, and if so, like how to go about that. I really don't have a good advice. Sorry. What should I do to teach Korean to foreigners? Yeah, like, because, learning English, learning any language, the approach should be the same. 그렇게 말하면 169에 60인 내가. Huh? What does that mean? I don't know what that means. I would suggest watch a lot of Korean drama, but I'm not doing that. That's the problem. Exactly. That's the problem that most people have, is that when a foreigner, like when they imagine a foreigner asking what the best way to learn Korean is, they usually have a pretty straightforward answer. Oh, no, it's okay. It's okay if your Korean sucks. It's all right. Just use it a lot. Watch a lot of K-drama. Just talk to a lot of people. It takes time. Don't worry about your bad Korean. Everybody understands. It's okay. Just keep using it, and time will take care of it. But they never give themselves that advice for some reason. Although I know the reason, but and I know why it's so hard to apply that same approach in their own learning experience in English. I know why, and I'm really trying my best to change that, but nothing's easy. Usually work until 6 or 7 a.m. and you become a total wreck next day. Then do you try to catch up on? Sure, yeah. And then I eventually fall asleep around maybe like 8 or 9 or something like that, and then I get up around 2 or 3 in the afternoon. That's not what I usually do, but that's pretty much how I've been. That's pretty much how my routine has been these past several days, probably maybe a week or so. Oh, the height and weight thing. Okay, so what was the sentence? 그렇게 말하면 169에 60인 내가 뭐가 돼? Like what does that mean? I guess, okay, so it kind of depends on what you mean by that. But there's this phrase in English, what does that make me? What does that make me? So you can say, like, it kind of depends on what the other person said, but you can say, hey, what? I'm 170 and I'm 60 kilograms. What does that make me? You could say that. What does that make me? Yeah, what does that make me then? So I guess that phrase is kind of similar to how we phrase it in Korean, right? 내가 뭐가 돼? And what does that make me? I feel like that's pretty similar. I really like learning English, but I hate studying grammar. I always listen and watch in English, and I speak in English sometimes, but I never study grammar. Is it okay? It's absolutely okay, and that's what I encourage everyone to do. Because think about it. Would you encourage a foreigner to study Korean grammar? No, I don't think anybody would do that. Yeah, occasionally you can take a look at the grammar and how it works. Just because sometimes you got to understand some stuff, right? Sometimes you do. And so wait until that moment comes, and when you really have to understand something about Korean grammar, then you open a grammar book and you just only look at that part. But never would I recommend just buying a Korean grammar book and just studying that and calling it a day, right? I would never recommend that. It should only be done as reference. Something that you look at occasionally just to fill in little gaps every now and then. 그렇게 말하면 내가 뭐가 되라 말하고 싶어요. Then you're very thin. That would make you very thin. Thin is better than fat. So 250 people, really? That's a lot. 260. Wow, that's a lot. Why are there so? What are you guys doing? Koreans are very concerned about grammar. Action faking. Probably the most typical form of action faking there is. Because it gives them the illusion that they are learning English. And it gives them the illusion that they are making good use of their time and good use of their resources. It gives them the illusion that one day it'll prepare them for that moment when they have to actually talk with a foreigner. Right? That's what it does. It's action faking. Now, you're welcome anytime, but remember that it's just that. It's only my advice. It doesn't mean I don't even remember what advice I just gave, but that's just how I see things. I can talk with friends in English, but I'm still struggle to take a class. When I take it, it's like an ASMR. How can I start English in this level? What kind of class are you talking about, though? 저도 너무 어릴 때 관계대명사 배우면서 진짜 하나도 이해 안 가서 울었는데 나중에 그냥 영어를 하게 되고 문법책 보니까 이거였구나 싶었어요. 그때부터는 문법도 재밌고. It's that I think it's very rare. I think those who actually feel who find learning grammar is occasionally fun. I feel like that's a very rare breed of humans that find grammar fun. And if you are one of those, you should consider yourself lucky. It's a good thing, right? You're lucky. And it's if you think about it, like learning how things work can be interesting at times, but it shouldn't be your main thing. You know what I mean? Are we still talking about that? The night vibe is good. Yeah. Night vibe is good. 라이브아카데미 영상 내용을 한창 공부 중이나 여기 문제는 FMO 비디오도 틀어놓고 듣고 공부해도 괜찮을까요? Sure. Yeah, absolutely. 그건 마치 이런 거랑 비슷한 거예요. 운전 연수 중이에요. 운전 연수 중인데 좀 the progress is slow, right? You're not a fast learner, let's say, for example. Okay, you're learning kind of slowly, and you're practicing mainly in your own neighborhood where driving is usually pretty easy. And then you're curious, can I try going to that a little bit more complicated side of the neighborhood and can I practice there? It's kind of like that. Sure, you'll have a lot more problems. You might even get into an accident, but that's all valuable learning experience. Okay? Something that I always try to emphasize is that you should never expect to always learn using a material that perfectly matches where you are. You see what I'm trying to say? That's a very unnatural way of learning something, I feel like. I have an interview coming up soon in English. My English is not bad, to be honest, but I'm worried about intonations and stuff. What kind of intonations most Koreans are confused or mistakenly pronounce? I don't know. I think it's different for everybody. If I were you, WJNing, and if I were really serious about trying to improve my intonation, there's no better way than to just, have someone help you. Like meet up with someone, talk to them in English, ask for feedback, and buy them lunch. Or if you don't have anybody like that around you, pay someone, preferably a native speaker, and have them give you feedback and pay them. I mean, it's pretty straightforward, right? I even do not like Korean grammar. Who likes grammar? Do you usually wear sunscreen? I'm just curious. No, I almost never wear sunscreen. For me, it's hard to improve my English, but if I don't practice, I lose it quickly. It's pretty much the same for everybody, I think. Sometimes I'm not sure I do action faking to learning English. I hope not. Most people do. Most people do because it gives them the sense of, making progress and, being productive. I always feel like a just toddler, but even if I get my grammar wrong, I always try to speak. Yeah, it's don't worry about your bad grammar. It's only going to get better as you use it. The reason I felt it was fun was that now it all started to make sense to me. Right. What is your secret to maintain your skin youth? I don't know. Nothing. Do I have young skin? I don't know. 빨라요. 책 공부법을 어떻게 공부하면 더 좋게 공부할 수 있을까요? Practice it with someone because there are tons of dialogue material in there. So pair up with someone and go through the dialogue as if you're actually the people in that situation. Go through the dialogue again and again until you can memorize everything. This Saturday, I have to go to a wedding. Someone's wedding, okay. Someone's wedding. But the forecast says it's going to rain on Saturday. Freaking honestly? What is that? I don't really like go. Oh, you don't want to go because of the rain and stuff, right? Well, sometimes you have to, right? You got to do things you don't want to if you want to maintain those relationships, right? Then I think I'm a little too fat. 하하. 요즘 요 표현 정도로 말하면 안 통하려나요? 안 통하냐고요? I'm sorry. I'm not sure what you're getting at. If you say so, 뭐 네가 그렇다면야, then I think 너가 그렇다면야인데 I think가 되면은 그게 아니죠. 왜냐면 I think가 아닌 거잖아요. It's according to that person, not what you think. So it's kind of messy right now. I guess you would say, now I don't really understand the situation where this line is being said, but just looking at this, I guess you could say, if you say so, then I guess I must be fat. I guess I must be a little fat. If you say so, then I guess I must be a little fat. I guess you could say that. Today's your first time here. I saw your video from 5 years ago and subscribed. But seriously, how do you look? Because I've gained, I've improved my skills in lighting and in using cameras. So if you see me in real life, you're not going to recognize me. You're going to say, oh, hey, look, it's Gollum. 저도 해외에서 인터뷰 준비 중인데요. 얼마 전에 드디어 친구를 만들었어요. 와우, 오케이. 근데 왜 그렇게 비즈니스 톤으로 얘기하냐요? 일상 대화나 인터뷰 영어의 비율을 어느 정도로 나눠서 공부하는 게 좋을까요? 일상 대화나 인터뷰 영어의 비율을 어느 정도로 나눠서 공부하는 게 좋겠냐고요? 근데 인터뷰는 그때 하고 하면은 이제 할 필요 없지 않나요? 인터뷰 영어를 따로 공부를 할 수가 있나? I don't know. 저는 인터뷰 영어라는 게 따로 있다고 생각하지 않아요. 그냥 인터뷰 제가 만약에 인터뷰를 간다면 그냥 일상적으로 얘기하는 것처럼 할 것 같아요. 얼굴이 여전히. Oh, no, don't say that. That's not true. Thanks though. Makes me feel good. 네가 이렇게 말한다면 난 뚱뚱한 거네. 이걸 영어로 말하신 듯. 오케이. 네가 그렇게 말한다면 그걸 then이라고 할 수도 있고 아니면 in that case라고 할 수도 있고 뭐 if that's true라고 할 수도 있고요. If that's true, 뭐 in that case, then I must be fat. I don't have any problems using English and I can speak freely, but sometimes I stutter a lot. I don't know what the issue is. Probably experience and how desperate you are to actually improve and stop your stuttering. Yeah. Actually, there's this. I mean, most people say the same thing. Like many of like a lot of people who are known to be very good speakers, they all say the same thing. They practice. Now this is something that I don't do, which is probably why I don't really improve in terms of my overall ability with my speech. But something that I hear from people who are very good speakers themselves is that they watch themselves. So if there are recordings of them in public appearances, speeches and stuff like that, they watch themselves speak. If they ever go on podcasts or something like that, they watch their podcasts, they watch and listen to themselves speak, and they take notes of everything that they want to fix, and they just work really hard on it. The other day I saw this video and it said, no matter how much you mess up your grammar, native speakers should be able to get what you're trying to say. Well, I mean, it's all at scale, right? It's all at scale. It depends on how messy your English is. I remember there was this. I used to have this student back in the day when I was teaching at a hagwon. It was this. I don't know how much younger than me she was, but she was this. She was pretty young. I mean, like when you look at her, you'll think, oh, she must be like a college student. But no, she was actually a public service worker. A civil servant, and I think she was pretty high in terms of pay grade. I think she was like a level 5 civil service worker, and she always, and this has nothing to do with what I'm trying to say, but I just remembered who she was. But she was always really stressed out because of how much older her coworkers were. Like even people below her pay grade, people working under her, were all much older than her, and so she had a really hard time kind of fitting in. Like everybody hated her naturally. But anyway, so she was a student at my hagwon. She wasn't always my student. She was here and there, and I remember it took her a long time. But for the longest time, it was really hard to understand what she said. She kept speaking, and she made a lot of mistakes. It was always really, really hard. And if I'm really being honest, I was kind of really concerned. It's like, why isn't she improving? I mean, it looks like she's studying really hard. It looks like she's practiced. She almost never missed a class, as far as I can remember. And it was kind of concerning for a really long time. But then, I don't know how that happened. But it happened. It seems like it happened all of a sudden. Like one day she came, and suddenly her English was really good. And I remember pointing this out. I remember telling her, "Wait, can we pause for a moment?" And I just have to say that your English has improved so much. And I wasn't just saying that just because I wanted to have her enroll for the next. No, nothing like that. Her English was just suddenly so much better in a matter of days. It's so weird. What? 환각으로 인한 시각 청각 고통에 대해 고민하게 됐어요? Oh. Well, Memento is actually not a sad... it's not a horror movie, right? I guess you could say that. I guess you can say... because I don't really enjoy gore or slasher movies. I prefer horror movies with a story, right? So maybe that's why. I'm studying data science in university, so even though I don't understand exactly, I passed it because I understand some formulas or code. But now I really want to understand what they say. I see. What? Who says? Pay grade. Pay grade, yeah. Did you have dinner? What did you eat? I had grilled chicken breast with some steamed peas and a slice of whole grain bread. How about you? You're craving some cheese balls? Oh my god, those are the worst. Watched it so many times before, but I haven't recently. How often are you doing this kind of live stuff? I'm so glad to see you in live. Well, I try to live stream as often as I can. I'm trying to do it at least every other day. Of course, we go back and forth between this channel and the toddler channel. We're on the main channel today, right? But I try to stream as often as I can. At least once a week, right, guys? Like, even when I have taken hiatuses before, but we do at least once a week. Memento, yeah, that I would definitely say that is one of my favorite movies. Like, I could watch that again and again, and it's just, yeah, I can't get enough of that movie. I ate curry rice. People say eating curry prevents dementia. Okay. I'm usually not a huge believer in certain types of food, being able to do, having, associating with certain health benefits. I usually tend to believe that even if those statements are true, it's just to a very, very small extent. Like, sure, yeah, they can do that, but you would have to have like so much of it to actually see any noticeable effect. But then by then you'll probably have accumulated a lot of other bad stuff from all that food, right? Anyway, but one thing, speaking of foods having certain health benefits, one article title that I read, I didn't even read the article. I read the title of the article saying that onions are good for hair loss. Like, you eat a lot of onions and it somehow stimulates hair growth. So if any of you guys, hey, it doesn't hurt to try, right? And onions are good. So 영어 자막 켜놓고 대사 따라하는 섀도잉 효과가 있을까요? 영어 자막 켜놓고 대사 따라하는 섀도잉. 영어요? 뭐 한두 번 갖고는 아무 효과가 없죠. 제 생각에는 효과는 분명히 있어요. 분명히 있는데 최소 1년은 해야 좀 뭔가 효과가 느껴지지 않을까? I think you would have to do it at least like for a year, consistently for at least a year to, have any sort of noticeable, to gain anything from that. Am I on a diet? Have you tried grilled chicken breast? It's really good. It's really good. Sprinkle a little of maldon salt. Oh, it's so good. and some pepper. And just steam some peas, or you could just boil some frozen peas, and with some jalapeno slices on the side. It's just I've really come to appreciate the simplicity of the taste. It's just it tastes so simple, so straightforward. No fanciness, like no nothing. It's just what it is. What you see is what you get. And just the simplicity of the taste and the texture is just, yeah, I just love it. Like a professor's lecture, a TED Talk, a documentary, or... Okay, wait, what was your question earlier? Oh, I see. Well, okay. So, if I were you, Suni, if I were in your shoes, and if I wanted to be able to be better at understanding those things, I would just keep watching him. Just keep watching him. I mean, what else could you do? What else could you do? How much does it help is always the question. By the way, last weekend I tried to watch Smile 2 on a trip with my friends, but couldn't connect Coupang Play onto a TV there. I see, okay. All right, well, hey, you're still, I envy you, because you still have not watched a great movie. And so, why does, oh, okay. Kim Munjang님, thank you very much for the membership support. I really appreciate that. I need some advice. 영어로 읽을 줄 아는 것과 말할 줄 아는 것의 차이를 극복하고 싶은데 방법을 모르겠다고요? 한국어는 어떻게 극복하죠? 한국어 읽을 줄 알아요. 근데 말하는 게 잘 안 돼요. 어떻게 극복하죠? How do you do it? Do I sound different right now? Why do I sound so different? Do I sound different? Did the tone of my voice change? So weird. Grill with curry powder. That's my favorite. Oh, add some curry powder? I think it's going to complicate things. Just salt and some pepper is enough. Grilled chicken breast with herbs. It well, okay, herbal salt. Oh, herbal salt. Okay. Yeah, try Maldon salt. Try it. You know, I was never the type of person who thought that like the type of salt you used would make any difference, but once I tried Maldon salt, I don't think I can ever go back to any other salt. Maldon salt is just so good. Yeah. No, I don't. Smile 안 본 눈 팔게요. Any tips for expanding vocabulary? Read, listen a lot. Take notes of the words that you don't know and that you would like to learn. And try using them. That's what I would do. That's what I do, actually. That's what I do. Most recent research said that sugar would be the treatment for hair loss. What? Oh, wait. No, not sugar itself, but a type of sugar that is being produced within our body, right? Not the sugar that you get at the groceries. Okay, yeah, have a good night. Is there a special reason why Sam wears the cap backwards? There's, I was about to answer that question, but then there's something that I realized. I realized that there's no special reason in anything that I do. And I'm trying to be very genuine here. I'm trying to be very, very serious and honest. there's really no special reason in anything that I do. I do something like, you know, I just lay out all the things that I do, and I try to ask myself, is there any special reason to any of this? No. No. 그냥 많이 해보는 수밖에 없다는 건 알지만 말을 할 수 있으면 어느 정도는 읽을 순 있는 것 같긴 해요. 단어 표현 문제가 아닌 이상. What is 말돈 salt? I think 말돈 is the name. It's the maybe not a brand. It's just name of a product. I'm not exactly sure what 말돈 is. It could be like the name of some location that the salt is from. I don't really know, but it's just called 말돈. It's just, I don't know, maybe that's just a name. I think it's just a name. I see. Reading books help a lot. Expanding vocabulary works for me. Getting hungry, I need some chicken breast. Yeah, I just picked up a bag of frozen chicken breast, and I'm trying to have it at least once every day for dinner. The food that I explained, that I described. I hope that kind of makes sense. If not, we can chat on Discord, right? Yeah, you can try to talk it out. If you were 말돈 salt lover, you should try 말돈 salt French toast with ice cream. Oh, no, way too sweet, way too sweet. I know French toast is supposed to be sweet, but I usually don't prefer like food, the food being sweet. I don't really, I like chocolate and ice cream as dessert and snacks, but I don't like it when there's too much, when the food that I'm having as a meal is sweet. I usually don't like that. Try to watch what you eat, but just can't resist cheese balls. 말돈 salt is from the UK. Really? I did not know that. 말돈 salt is from Essex. What is Essex? I don't know what that is. 말돈 소금은 영국 에식스주 말돈 지역에서. Okay, so it is the name of a location. Okay. 생산되는 고급 천일염으로 독특한 피라미드 모양의 소금 플레이크가 특징입니다. So it is from the UK. I had no idea. I never really never questioned it. Yeah, not a country, the name of a location, a location in the UK. All right, how's our connection? Still good? Okay, so as long as I don't change any of my settings, that means the next time we stream, we're going to have good connection, right? It's got to be, right? How can it not be? And really, I know you guys are not interested in this and you don't even want to hear it, but I'm just going to say it because I was so frustrated with this for the past couple of days. I think I mentioned this before, especially on Discord, but I've been having some technical difficulties. I've been dealing with some very eerie behavior from my PC. Every time I booted it up, it would give me this black screen with the line. The device ran into a problem and has to reboot, and it would just keep on doing that, right? And I don't know how many times I formatted the computer, wiped it out, reinstalled Windows. I don't know how many times I did that. What eventually worked after doing some searching on community websites, what worked was disabling a certain component in the computer, in the PC. Some Realtek audio something. I don't know why. So I disabled that component in the PC, and after that, I haven't had any problems. I don't know why. Didn't you cuddle it? Cuddle the PC? 며칠 뒤에 영어 발표 면접 있는데 질의응답 못 알아들을 때 당황할까봐 걱정이에요. Yeah, I would be concerned too. Yeah. 질문을 이해 못했으면 뭐라고 다시 물어보면 좋을까요? Could you ask that? Could you say that again, please? 속도나 말투 말고도 단어를 모르는 걸 수도 있고 해서 다시 한번 좀 더 쉬운 말로 물어봐 줄 수 있을까요? 라고 간단히 말하고 싶은데. Yeah, just be straightforward. Just I'm sorry, could you dumb that down a little bit? You could say that. Sorry. Sorry, I didn't get that. Could you dumb that down a bit? This is okay. So if I was serious about, if I really wanted the person to ask me the question with simpler words, easier to understand words and expressions, I would probably say something like this. So, sorry, I didn't get that. Could you dumb that down a bit? So when you dumb something down, you make it easier to understand. That's what I would say. 저는 캘리포니아 사는데 코스코에서 말돈 소금 늘 구입해요. That's, yeah. I think like once you go 말돈, you can never go back. Yeah, good luck. Must be terrifying. I would be terrified too. Does 말돈 salt taste very different from other salts? That's that's the exact question that I had in mind. Like when my wife said she bought this new type of salt, I told her, yeah, sure, let's try it. It's a good idea. But in the back of my mind, I was thinking, it's not going to make any difference, right? But then I tried it, and it was very, very different. I can't really describe it. I can't explain how it's different, to be honest. But there's just something about it that's very different. So it's not just salty. I don't know how, but it's salty at the same time. It's refreshing. Kind of like when you're drinking 사이다, Sprite, like when you're drinking Sprite or like Diet Coke, that very refreshing element to it. I don't know how, but it has that kind of element to it. And do you guys enjoy going to Outback Steakhouse? I go there from time to time, maybe like once every other month or something. And when I go there, I actually secretly take some 말돈 salt with me because they don't have them. And when our steak comes out, I take it out of my pocket. Dumb, yeah. I'm sure you guys are not familiar with the use of dumb in the verb form, but that's why it's a language, right? 소금에 있는 미네랄이 차이가 난다는데 신기하게도 맛에 그게 느껴지나 봐요. I think so, yeah. A zipper bag? Ooh, that's going to make it look like Coke. Not that Coke, the other Coke. Imagine salt in a zipper bag. Dude, that looks like you're going to look like a dealer. So no, I don't carry my not that anybody's going to accuse me for carrying Coke, but and it's and 말돈 salt, they're like in the form of flakes, right? It's not like powder, it's flakes. So it actually looks like crystal. You know what I mean? So I don't know. If you were in the US, I mean you could turn some heads. People are gonna, it's like, what the hell is that? What the hell is that guy taking out of his pocket? I carry it in a small cylinder can. I think it was originally like a can from some candy or something. Maybe I tried the bad Maldon-sal. I'll give it a try. Different Maldon-sal product next time. Okay. My secret seasoning is jiran and cumin. Jiran? Cumin? I have no idea what those are. What's the meaning of the crown mark someone has? Oh, so this I don't know how the algorithm works or how the system works. But so these crowns are given to the people who participate in the chat during the live stream, and depending on how much they participate or how they participate, it gives out certain amounts of XP, like experience points, to the people who are participating in the chat, and those with the most XP are given these crowns. But I still don't understand how the system works. Wow, it's midnight, guys. It's a different day. It's a whole new day. Probably depends on how long we've been on the membership. Could be. I don't really know. I don't really know. Okay, so I think I really enjoyed this little chat, guys. Thank you for sticking around. Thank you for tuning in tonight. I think it's time to go. I'm sure. I mean, right now it says that we have about 260 people watching, but I'm guessing about 200 of them have already fallen asleep. What do you guys think? Should I shout into the mic? They probably have their smartphones right next to them. They're falling asleep. I should shout into the mic. Get the hell up. Or maybe I should pull up a video of a girl screaming at the top of her lungs and just or maybe I should try the hypnosis effect. Start whispering. Oh, you want to send Balmosem loads of super chats. Stuff like that, You want to send Balmosem a nice gift. You want to send him some sandwiches. Yeah, buy 10 of my books. Tomorrow you will wake up and you will buy 10 Balmosem books. Do you think it's going to work? People are... I swear, I'm pretty sure that at least 200 people are sleeping right now. (8학년 5학년) 등교시키고 유튜브 켰는데 이런 재미고 Oh, that's great. Hey, it's my pleasure. Yeah, I had a lot of fun too. Hypnosis. Nah, it's I have a good mic. I have a good microphone. No, it's I can't take the credit there. I have a good microphone. That's why. swear가 맹세하는 건 줄 알았는데 얼마 전에 욕하다는 뜻을 처음 알았어요. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of know why that is, but I don't really know how to explain it. There are two types of baldon. Which one do you have? Green one or orange one? I have the blue one. I have the blue one. I think it's blue. I don't think it's green nor orange. Wait, hold on a second. Let me see if I could I'm gonna go to should I go to Kupang? Okay, I'm gonna go to Kupang, and let me see if I could recognize the one that I have in my kitchen. Let's see. Ooh. Oh, I think it's the green one. Yeah, it's the green one. Definitely the green one. Oh, I thought it was blue. It's green. Oh, I thought it was blue. It must be a green one. Yeah, I think it's the green one. 최면, hypnosis. 이 최면 in English? Huh? Hypnosis. Hypnosis. Green orange mix. You can get it anywhere, right? Doesn't have to be Kupang, whichever open market you're more used to. Green. Oh no. We it's quite random. I try to stream as often as I can, but it's quite random, to be honest. When I googled 말돈 소금, the majority showed the one written EST 1882. Maldon salt. 1882. I didn't know they were in the shape of pyramids. I'm guessing there are many different types of Maldon salt brands. I don't know. I haven't tried the orange one. I really like Coupon Quick Delivery. Because it's so fast, right? It's so fast. That's why everybody loves ChatGPT. It's so fast. Instant results. Instant results. Who doesn't love that? What's not to like, right? 겨울곰님, hello. We were just saying goodbye. But welcome to the stream. Great, let's save their battery. Yeah, where are you? Are you, you must be on the other side of the earth. Where do you live? Do you live in Maldon? We were talking about Maldon. Please, wouldn't it be crazy if 겨울곰님 lives in Maldon? Today I got so frustrated with ChatGPT and tried out Perplexity. Oh, there's another another AI chatbot called Perplexity. Okay. Yeah, I've heard a lot of bad things about the new ChatGPT version. Is it 5.0? ChatGPT 5, I think. I heard a lot of bad things about it. I heard that it's somehow gotten dumber. Yeah, turns out that it's the name of a location in the US. I love this joke the other day. Kupang Rocket Delivery uses their human workers for the rocket's fuel. Yikes. Yeah, that is kind of true, isn't it? Handsome teacher. Well, you talking about me? That's awesome. Sam, have you watched this new iPhone series? What do you think of that? Oh, you mean iPhone 17? Well, I really don't know much about it. I haven't even seen a review of it. It's just an iPhone, I guess. It's just an iPhone, probably. And you know how Apple has been these past several years. They keep coming out with these features on their phones that almost all Android phones already have. And they act like it's like a new thing. They probably do that again, right? They're probably doing that again. Do I use ChatGPT? Sure I do, yeah. Can't live without it, right? Oh, you like the orange one? Sononym? Are you gonna get the iPhone 17? You know, I don't know how you guys feel about this, but I used to one of the main reasons I used to stick with iPhones was because of AirDrop. being able to instantly share like photos and stuff with my wife. But nowadays, it doesn't work like it used to. You have to actually make contact with the phone, right? You know how you kind of put the phone side by side, or kind of the top, you make contact with the top part of the phone, and that's kind of the only way that AirDrop actually works. I don't know about you guys, but it's changed. I think the way it works kind of changed for some reason, and to be honest, it's really frustrating. I feel like the next time I get a new phone, it's probably going to be an Android phone. 배터리랑 카메라 용량 같은 기능은 좋아졌다는데 디자인은 자꾸 후퇴하는 느낌. 디자인을 조금 파먹으면서 기능이랑 교환하는 것 같아요. Yeah, well, it's, the design hasn't really changed that much, has it? 진짜? 이런 생각. What do you usually do with ChatGPT? What do I do with it? Well, I think ChatGPT has almost, not quite, but has almost replaced all of my Google searches. So pretty much anything. Because I don't necessarily have to dig through web pages. It instantly gives me results. But then whenever it's a sensitive issue, if it's something that I have to fact check, I sometimes Google it anyway. Because ChatGPT gets facts wrong sometimes. So I see. For me, everything is able to share it on iPhone, like memo and photos. I do write so many things. Let's see. Can't do your assignment without ChatGPT? Yeah. Do you use English or Korean when you use ChatGPT? English. Do you use Korean? What are you doing? You should be using English. Of course you should be using English. I thought everyone here was interested in learning English. Why would you use ChatGPT in Korean? Oh, translating? Yeah. I think AI chatbots have pretty much replaced all translating tools, right? You really want to buy an iPhone, but you can't use it. I'm working at relevant to government or prohibit using iPhone. Oh, really? So you're working for a government agency and they don't allow you to use iPhones. So only Samsung phones then? Really? Isn't it a shame that LG had to step out of the smartphone game? It's such a shame. They made some really good phones. I don't remember like which ones they were exactly, but they came out with some very clever ones back in the day. It's a real shame that they had to step out of the competition. Hard to express my thoughts. ChatGPT misunderstood me. Yeah. Well, that happens in real life too. So you're simulating actual interaction with actual people. That's very important. The orange color was quite pretty. Are you talking about Maldon salt? Or wait. Did you guys hear a bark? Yeah, I thought I heard Brody bark. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know. That's on LG's marketing team. Did they do something wrong? Oh, you heard it? That was Brody? If I could go back in time, let's say if I had to go back in time, I think I would go back to before the smartphone. I think I liked it before we had smartphones. What do you guys think? I have a question for you guys. Let's say you can go back into the past. Okay? You can go back 20 years into the past. 20 years, that's before the smartphone. But let's say you can go back 20 years. Everything's exactly the same as it was 20 years ago, but there are smartphones. Or there aren't smartphones. What would you do? Would you go back to 2005 when we actually didn't have smartphones? Or would you want to keep smartphones? Of course, everybody else would have smartphones too, not just you. No smartphone, definitely? Yeah. Oh, you want to keep it? So you want to go back to a version of 2005 where people have smartphones. You weren't born in 2005? Really? Wow. Okay. You're much younger than I thought you were. Well, because of the average age of the people who are watching my videos usually. I used to read a lot 20 years ago and listening to music a lot. Yeah. Just, spending quality time by yourself. Not necessarily having to know what everybody else in the world is doing. Not having to scroll through, millions of highlight reels, right? Rotting your brain, right? Just quality time with yourself. You and your thoughts. You only have to pay attention to you, your thoughts, and the people around you. That's it, right? Much simpler times. Nowadays, you gotta, it's like you could be having a perfectly normal day, and just because you saw some post, it could instantly change how you feel. Isn't that crazy? That's just so crazy, man. That's what smartphone is doing to us. Yeah, I think I would too. I would live like a caveman and probably not be able to survive that long. But it's okay. I used to know all my besties' phone numbers, but not now. Barely memorize my. Yeah, well, I mean, I think that's one, it's a convenience that is not too bad, I think. I think the average age of my viewership is 40s and 50s. Yeah, around 50s, I think. 40s and 50s. I don't know. I haven't really checked lately. Yeah. There was this post that I saw online. I think it was Reddit. Someone asked ChatGPT to make a series of illustrations depicting how children played or are playing or will play on the streets. How children will look in everyday life, right? And to illustrate a series of images going from the 1960s, 1970s, 80s, 90s. And as you would imagine, a lot more kids would just play very naturally and just, become friends with everybody else, just very naturally playing, kicking around a ball. And as it progresses, and it was really scary by the time it showed us the images of the future, how the kids would be. Everyone like nobody's talking to each other, nobody's looking at each other, everybody's wearing goggles and carrying all these battery packs on them, and just all kind of like in their own little world. Of course, I'm sure they would be communicating online somehow, right, electronically, but like nobody was actually looking each other in the eye. Everyone was wearing goggles. That was so scary. Oh, 세윤이, your first phone was a smartphone? Oh, I see. Okay. All right. We have a few we have a lot of young people watching tonight. Okay. All right. Yes, Neem. Thanks for coming tonight. It was nice having you. Have a good night. 디지털 디톡스 했었는데 노래, 비디오, SNS, 영상, 불필요한 연락 다 차단하고 지내보니까 정말 세상이 달라지더라고요. 주변 사람들 환경에 더 관심 가지게 되기도 하고 제 내면을 들여다보고 내 기분, 내 생각, 내 상황을 더 느끼면서 스스로에게 더 집중하고 여유가 생겨서 좋았어요. 강력 추천합니다. Yeah. Did you know that Mark Zuckerberg, sorry, not Zuckerberg, Mark Zuckerberg does not allow his children to use social media? Did you know this? Mark Zuckerberg does not let his children use social media. Think about that. Do you know when we want to play with friends, we had to call their mom and get their permission? Can I go outside with her? I don't think I ever did that. I miss those various phone designs and changeable batteries. Yeah. What a hypocrite. Yeah. Well, I've heard a lot of people say that social media is very much like a drug. And so in many states in the US, it is actually being treated as a drug. They're not letting children use it. They're allowing only people over a certain age, I think it's 18 or 19, use social media. So they're treating it, a lot of states in the US are already treating it at the same level as alcohol. Yeah. 라식해주는 의사 선생님들 당겨 쓰고 있네. That's actually funny. I never realized this. Yeah. That's a very interesting thought. Like imagine you go in for one of those surgeries and you see the person who's about to give you your surgery wearing glasses. You have to wonder, right? It's like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on. It would be funny to imagine how people by the time in the future will be reminiscent. I don't know if reminiscent is a word, but anyway, about the past, which is now, and concerned about how a way further future would look. I don't know if this is related, but I heard that our generation, our current generation, and I suppose a couple of generations in the past, like our current generations and maybe a few generations before us, these few generations will be remembered in the future as, well, we won't really have a very good reputation throughout history. We were very dumb, very greedy, lazy, irresponsible generation, reckless. I think that's right. It sounds about right. I'm just studying with my younger brother on my account. I see. Okay. If you die tomorrow, what movie would you last watch? if I had to watch a movie, because if I were gonna die tomorrow, I don't think I'm gonna be sitting around watching a movie. But I guess what you're asking is if I were to die tomorrow and for some reason I had to watch a movie. Probably Prometheus or The Covenant or Time Machine. I think I might watch Time Machine. K-pop Demon Hunters. Okay. That good, huh? Wow. Speaking of that, Cardi B doesn't allow her daughter to listen to her songs. Okay, so that says something about her songs, right? That's like the case that the owner of Baskin-Robbins 31 didn't allow his children to have ice cream. Yeah. Like someone who works for a chip company doesn't let their kids eat chips, right? Because they know better than anybody else what goes in those chips, right? How they're made. Have you guys seen that video of how Snicker bars are made in the factory? After I used to eat Snickers every now and then, but after watching that video, nope. No more for me. There's nothing intrinsically bad about social media. After all, it is just a communicating tool. You're right. I think so too. I think we have so many tools that we could use, we could put to better use, so much better use. But the way we use it is just all wrong. I think it's the same with AI. I think if we were to utilize AI in the right way, it would benefit us so much more. It would benefit humanity so much more in so many like fantastic ways, but just the way we use it is just yeah. I can guess his answer to the question, why would anyone watch a movie? Matrix. That's an interesting choice, sure. I met someone who never bought a phone for their children. I thought it was too much at first, but now maybe she is just parenting carefully. I don't know. It's a really hard, because there are so many pros and cons in each choice, like not allowing your children to, fit in among their peers, because let's face it, if your kid doesn't have a smartphone, they won't be able to fit in with their peers. It's going to be very hard for them to make friends. Maybe that's a good thing, maybe that's a bad thing, right? How long has the stream been going? Not very long. Not even 2 hours. An hour and 50 minutes, I think. An hour and 50 minutes. Your chat is skipped? Really? I watched the one for KFC, how they treat the chickens. Horrible. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, any business where they depend on animals, right? Any product where any product that depends on animals, that uses animals directly, is, when you actually look at how things are done and the way they're treated, I'm sure it's horrible. I try not to watch those kind of videos so that I can be kept dumb. That's probably smart. That's probably the smart thing to do. What song am I into nowadays? I'm really into Indian rock. I'm really into Indian rock. What about you, Janae Anim? What kind of songs are you into? I hadn't eaten burgers for more than 15 years since I watched Super Size Me at school. Ooh, okay. Have you watched how seed oil is made? Seed oil? I'm not sure what seed oil is. But no, I haven't watched it, no. Right, that's true too. One of my cousins haven't given her kids smartphones, and every time we meet, I see they enjoy talking with people and read books a lot. Wow. How old are they? I'm kind of curious. I'm on a working holiday and working only with foreigners, but my English hasn't improved as much as I expected. Maybe I'm not getting enough input. You're just not using it enough. It takes a lot more time. How long has it been? How long has it been? One of the evil food in the world. Oh, you mean seed oil? Seed oil is an evil food? It's that bad? If you have a child, when will you let them use chat application like Instagram? Chat application? Instagram is a chat application? I thought it was a social media application platform. Social media, I would do my best to keep them away forever. Smartphones, I would get them a smartphone as soon as I can. I would allow them to use internet freely as soon as possible. But social media, no social media. Because social media, I think it's bad not only for children, it's bad for adults too. I think, I guess, I don't know. He probably did not mean to cause so much damage, but I think among all the, I guess you could say like tech influencers. Wait, not tech influencer. What am I saying? Those, people who have given us tech. People who have given us great advancements in tech. And I guess in that regard, Mark Zuckerberg is one of them. And I think one of those people who has done the most damage to humanity is actually Mark Zuckerberg. Whether he meant it or not, I don't know. I'm sure he's not an evil person. Like, I'm sure he's not like, like evil. But when you look at what he has done, what his product has done to people, I think it's really hard to pass him as a good guy. And I think he has done like more damage than anybody else. His product, at least his product has done more damage than anything else. I actually majored plant breeding and genetics, and that's what the seniors said. Nothing to eat once you know too much. Right. It's been almost 6 months. No, 5 months. Oh, okay. Of course. It usually takes years to improve. It takes years. Yeah, not enough. You haven't spent enough time. You don't have enough experience. It takes years to improve. I'm a foreign language high school student, and I really want to know how I can make my English skills better, such as free talking with no Papa Go. Use it. Use English every day. Use it to communicate. Use it to browse the web. Use it to consume content. By consuming content, I mean everything. Social media, movies, TV shows, anything. Consume content only in English. Only use English to communicate as much as you can. Just do that. There's nothing more than that you can do. There's nothing better than that. The best you can do, the best thing that you can do to improve your English, your general skill of English, is to use it every day as much as you can. It was originally industrial lubricant, hyper super processed food. Ooh, you mean seed oil? My gosh. I just asked because I've been thinking you have good music taste in terms of musical background and ending music. Oh, well, you know, I listen to a wide variety of music. I listen to a lot of classical music. I listen to a lot of rock music. I love rock music. I think rock, if I could only listen to one type of music for the rest of my life, it would definitely be rock. It's the only kind of music that gives me goosebumps and makes me want to cry. No, like literally. Sometimes when I hear a really great, well-written rock music, it makes me want to cry, really. And rock music is the only type of music that does that to me. So I think it has a special place in my heart. I also listen to some hip hop and yeah, a wide variety. The most causing disease in modern life. Yeah. Social media also can give young generation new opportunities. My cousin, who is 18 years old now, she's making quite big money selling stuff using social media, about 3 million won per month. Wow, that's amazing. Yep. Yeah. That's great. But, you know, like, making money isn't, like, the only kind of opportunity that we want to encourage young people to have, right? So, I mean, that's great, but you know what I mean. Well, you know, like, again, I think, like, I would allow my children, if I had any, to use internet, anything they want to watch, like, whatever they want, because they need to know what's out there. And I feel like it's my responsibility to prepare them for the world, right? And so in that sense, I think giving them access to the internet as soon as possible is very important. But social media is, I think, completely different. It's just I don't know if you guys agree with me or not, but I just feel like social media is a very different animal. Rock just in English or in Korean too? English, American rock. Because in Korea, it's especially nowadays, it's almost impossible to find any, because you know, there are many different types of rock genres, right? And I specifically like heavy metal. So who's playing heavy metal? Who's making heavy metal music in Korea, right? So, do you remember the work video you dropped on this in Discord? How did you find that funny video? Oh, I don't know. The algorithm gods brought me to that video. It was so random. I don't know. I think it's about ADHD. I'm not really sure what it's about. It's really hard to understand, but I know that I enjoyed it. I just heard from a mom that my cousin, okay, who is 5 years younger, made a lot of money on Instagram. Okay, you know, good for your cousin, right? Yeah. Hopefully, it could be like the beginning of something great, right? They need to know how to control. My mom never allowed me to have street food, and now I'm addicted to them. I see. The problem of it is getting more serious these days, even for teenagers. Gambling, drug. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay, guys. Wow, still over 200 people watching. I can't believe this. All right. See, I told you guys. I told you 200 people are asleep right now. 200 people. They probably fell asleep like 2 hours ago. 2 hours ago, which is probably around the time that we were scrambling to make this stream work, right? No way all these people are all still watching. 200 of them are sleeping. Let's test how much battery they have. Yeah, I hope none of their smartphones blow up. Kurt Young says he's with him now. 라고 말씀하실 때 him이 God을 말하는 건가요? Yeah. That was what I intended to imply. I'm sure a lot of people didn't really get that part. But I mean, I'm not religious, but it just seemed like the right response. Maybe. Here are just so many shy people. Could be. Could be. But then I'm sure there are a lot of tired people too. So. Oh, it's your first time? Did you just join? We were about to say goodbye. I watched Bluey without subtitles these days. Okay, you're watching it. Okay. It's an animation for kids, but sometimes I don't understand some jokes. How can I fix this problem? Well, first of all, it's not a problem. So it's not something that you have to fix. It's just a very natural occurrence. It's a cultural reference that you just are not familiar with, so of course you don't understand. Hell, like when I'm having a conversation with someone in Korean, in my own language, like there's so many things that I don't get. Like there's so many things that I don't get in my own culture. Doesn't that happen to you too? Right? You know, a lot of Gen Zs making references to things that you had no idea existed, right? And so you don't understand certain lingos they use and jokes they make. Same things happen, in our own language. So of course it's going to happen when you're listening to another language, right? Because it's a whole nother culture that you're not familiar with. Now, how do you, and so I guess, okay, so what I'm trying to say is that it's not a problem, okay? You don't have to worry about it. It's just a natural flow of things. Now, if you want to get better at understanding and getting those jokes, you just have to become more familiar with the culture. 독일어를 배우기 시작했는데 관사가 other 각각 명사의 성별 세 가지 종류 및 단수 복수의 You should be glad you're not learning German, right, guys? Are you not tired? I feel like I'm always tired. I'm always a little tired, I think. Do you know G's stare? No, I have no idea what G's stare is. 따라 달라져서 영어가 갑자기 Huh? Oh, okay. 단수 복수에 따라 달라져서. Yeah. If you don't mind, can I ask your major? My major. When I was in college, in university, I majored in hotel tourism and management. But I'm not sure if I can say that I majored in it because I didn't study. I had no interest in it. I did work for a few months as an intern at a hotel. And those few months were a huge learning experience for me. I learned that I had no interest in working at a hotel. And so it was. I want to in a practical sense. I had a university degree, which helped me get a job as an English instructor as soon as I got out. So I guess in a practical sense, it was worth it. But then, a lot of money goes into 4 years of university, so kind of a waste of money. 4 days ago, my wife's dad passed away. I'm sorry to hear that. Oh wait, you meant that as a my family is arrived home 2 hours ago. Wish us hope and peace. Yes, I will. Your family and you will be in my prayers. Although I don't really pray that much, if I ever do, you will be in my prayers. You know what they say about dying. Nobody actually disappears. When studying other languages, suddenly English feels like my mother tongue. 이러면 좀 그렇죠. 호텔 일에 관심이 없으셔서 너무 다행이에요. I mean, there's nothing wrong with working at a hotel, you know. 영어 실력이 중고급 단계 정도 된다고 할 때 원어민처럼 아예 언어가 편해지는 단계까지 가려면 어떤 방법이 좋을까요? There's only one way. 망맹님. It's not about choosing the best way. There is only one way. And you already know what that way is because imagine a foreigner learning Korean asking you the same question about Korean. So their current Korean level is around like intermediate and maybe a little, between intermediate and advanced, how do I become as close as I can to a native speaker? How do I get there? There's only one way. There's only one way. Learning a language it's not like science. It's not like a technical skill that you're trying to learn. Yeah, of course. How could there be another way? How could there be another way? No, Kyeonpa님, this is not live because look at the time. It's way too late for a live stream, right? No, this is it's a recorded video. And nowadays on YouTube, there is a setting. After the stream ends, I can have that stream automatically extend to an AI version. I think I've talked about this before. But the system, the YouTube system, it has a record of, like, let's say that I did a 2-hour stream, okay? Maybe I did a 1-hour stream. And YouTube analyzes that hour of me. And it generates an AI version of me. That's right. I feel like it'd be fun to do like a beginner Chinese challenge with you. I don't know about that. I'm learning to play the piano again after about 15 years. I found it's quite similar to learning a language. You can listen to music, learn theories, but nothing is better than practice. Yeah, of course. It's just like anything else that we learn in life, right? 프랑스어 강의를 Wow. This is so funny. You seem pretty calm today. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Chat PT. Chat PT. I'm staying in Hong Kong now. Okay, you're in Hong Kong, 빙상님, all right? And what I and my colleague, Chinese and Mid-East Asian, okay, are using a kind of broken English, but is it still okay to keep using such English for improvement? Sure. Yeah. Yeah. How do we learn anything? There's a learning curve, right? There's a progress. There's a beginning to everything. No one is good at anything from the start, right? We all suck when we're just learning something. So if we suck, maybe we shouldn't do it because that's gonna stick. No, that's not how it works. Because we're living in reality, right? Like, what would you tell a person who has just started learning to drive and their parking skills suck? Every time they park, it's always crooked, it's never straight. So are you going to tell them don't park? oh no, if you're going to keep parking like that, don't do it. Don't do it because if you keep parking it like that, you're going to park like that forever. No. It's logically just it's no, that's not how it works. The only way they're going to get better if they keep doing it, right? It doesn't matter how much they suck. Do you feel okay to be AI summarized? What is it? What is AI summarized? You mean do I feel okay about becoming an AI, like about an AI version of me? Yeah, sure. Why not? Why not? Did you know? This reminds me of something. There is this. I think it's a paper that was published, a research paper that was published by. I don't exactly know who she was. I think it may have been like a psychologist, maybe. Let me know if you guys heard of this. I think this was a while ago. A psychologist, I don't even remember exactly if she was a psychologist, but someone published a research paper suggesting that there is a certain portion of our population in the world are not actually real people. They are fill-in characters in order to fulfill the entire experience for a few of us. So only a few of the population are actually real people. And yes, NPCs. And there's a certain population that are NPCs. In order to fill in the shoes that play the role in order to make everything seem authentic and real. There was actually a research paper on this. 초중급 단계에서 어느 날은 자신감 생겼다가도 하루 이틀 며칠만 안 하면 실력이 뚝뚝 떨어지는 게 너무 야속합니다. 지금 여기 계시는 분들 중에 본인의 한국어 실력이 늘지 않는 것에 대해서 걱정하시는 분은 없을 거예요. 왜 그런지를 생각해 보면은 지금 하고 있는 한국어 실력으로도 충분히 하고 다니니까 의사소통 되고 뭐 어디 가서 뭐 사고 뭐 그냥 사라지니까 이 정도 실력으로도 만약에 그게 안 됐으면은 걱정을 하겠죠. 근데 되니까 그렇죠? 영어를 그냥 영어로 소통을 하고 다녀야 돼요. 영어로 소통을 해야 돼요. 소통을 안 하고 공부만 하잖아요. 그러면 계속 그 걱정을 해요. 맞게 하고 있는 건지 안 늘어서 걱정이고 이런 걱정이 생기는 게 안 쓰니까 생기는 거예요. 오케이? 쓰잖아요. 그러니까 물론 이제 영어를 못하는 상태에서는 이제 계속 걱정되겠죠. 소통이 안 되니까 계속 소통을 해야 돼요. 그러다가 소통이 어느 정도 되잖아요. 뭐 그걸로도 어디 가서 뭐 살 수도 있고 뭐 내가 할 일 할 수도 있고 이것만 되면은 이제 걱정이 사라지는 거예요. You know what I mean? 운전을 10년 동안 한 사람이 운전이 실력이 뭐 완벽한가요? 아니잖아요. 근데 더 늘지 않는다고 걱정을 보통 안 하죠. 그 정도 했으면 뭐 5년만 해도 보통 걱정 안 하죠. 왜 그래요? 그 실력으로 그냥 하고 다니니까. 문제 없이 하고 다니니까. 영어도 그렇게 돼야 돼요. 그리고 그렇게 되기 위해서는 공부가 답이 아니라 써야죠. 영어를 써야 들어요. 써야 들고 쓰고 있으면은 이제 뭐 늘냐 안 되냐 이걸 따질 필요가 없겠죠. 왜냐면 쓰고 있으니까. 그래서 이렇게 실제로 뭐 온라인상이든 실제로 외국에 나가 보면은요. 영어를 못하면서 잘만 하고 다니는 사람 진짜 많아요. 오케이? 그리고 그 사람들이 공부를 하는 여러분보다 훨씬 더 빨리 늘고 있고요. 왜냐면 영어는 써야 되니까. 뭐 다른 것도 다 마찬가지지만. Interesting research. That's why so many ridiculous things are happening in this world. For me, the most enjoyable and efficient way to practice English was to make a bunch of online pen pal friends and keep chatting with them. Yeah. So basically using English to communicate. Yeah. So it yeah, of course. So at that point, you're not practicing English. You're just using English, and by using English, your English is naturally improving. That's just how things happen, you know? That's how we learn anything else in life. Why would English be any different? French? I never imagined myself speaking French. Okay. Oh, the music is over. Okay. Is there a bug or something to all of the NPC? I don't know. Don't know. 말이 나와야 하는데 머릿속으로 계속 어떻게 바꾸지 하는 마음에 말이 안 나와서 답답. 그거의 해답이 뭔지도 아시죠? You know the solution to that. You know why that happens. 그 원인도 알고 계시고 어떻게 해야 그걸 극복할 수 있는지도 you know everybody knows. Everybody knows. It's so simple. It's not easy, but the answer, there's only one answer and it's so simple. Yeah. It's not because you lack knowledge. It's because you lack the experience. It's been a while. I can't see you live because of the time difference in Canada. Thank you always. Hey, welcome, Vitamin Nim? Vitamin or Vitamin? It's good to see you again, man. What's going on? How are things in Canada? 가끔은 쉬운 단어는 생각 안 나요. 한국어든 영어든. 맞아요. 그렇죠? Yeah. 그러니까 이게 제가 여러 번 얘기했지만 이게 참 한국인들이 영어와에 이게 참 되게 그 우리가 학대받으면서 가스라이팅 당하면서 관계가 처음에 맺어졌기 때문에 막 못하면 맞고 막 점수 잘 나오면 칭찬받고 이런 관계로 처음에 시작을 했기 때문에 지금도 그런 거예요. 그래서 어떻게든 공부로 계속 해결하려고 하는 거고요. As we did back in the day when we were in school. We are in a very toxic relationship with English. 관계 개선이 좀 필요해요. 뭐 틀리면 안 된다라는 그런 강박관념이 있잖아요. 그렇죠? It all started back in school. Well, it's not your fault, but there's no point in maintaining that state, that relationship. Dump that relationship and start a new one. Sometimes I feel embarrassed when people don't understand me, even I keep trying to say it, but cannot find a good way to express it and then just give up. Haha. Yeah. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. That's called English not being your first language. That's all it is. That's all it is. 영어가 안 느는 것은 그냥 단지 그것이 필요하지 않는 것이다. That's one way to look at it, I guess. Are we chatting on the recorded video? Yeah. Yeah, so this chat is just happening in a recorded video. Yeah. And because they have applied an AI system where the person the character in the video is responding to the chat, it looks actually live, but it's not. PTSD, kind of. Yeah, that's kind of what it is. Not that different. 그 순간에 못했던 말은 나중에라도 집에 와서 찾아보고 공부해야 나중에 같은 상황에서 해볼 수 있어요. If you feel motivated enough to do that, sure. Of course, that's going to help. But I wouldn't really recommend it if it's not enjoyable. If you're not either motivated enough or you don't enjoy the process, it's just all it does is cause a lot of stress. Then I don't recommend it. You got to try to find a way to just not worry about your imperfect English and just find ways to use English to do stuff. Consume content, use it to communicate. As long as you're using English every day, then I really don't think that anybody has to do anything extra beyond that to studying English. I don't think that's very necessary. It's not very smart. It's counterproductive, I think. I've been living in the US for about a year and 5 months. I didn't learn English because I was a student sport player, but it came in handy for me. I see. Okay. Yeah, that's great. So you're a student sport player. Okay. Are you still there? Did you have dinner? Oh, yes, I did. How about you, Kingsman님? 일하는 곳에 외국인이 많아 영어를 자주 쓰는데 그와 관련된 영어는 잘만 말하는 거 보면 진짜 필요할 땐 잘 쓰게 되는 듯 하네요. Yeah. I don't hate making mistakes. I love it that. 라이브인데 라이브가 아니라는 말씀은 어떤 건가요? 매번 하여튼 전혀 이해할 수 없는데. It's okay. It's just a very stupid inside joke that we yeah. It's live. Or is it? Maybe that's, perhaps that's something that I want you to believe. My younger brother had stolen my chat. What? And I 꾸짖다 to him, so he yelled at me that he would pay to OBS Studio disconnected. Reconnecting. Why did that happen? Okay, reconnection successful. Okay. Okay, I think that means we should call it a night, guys. Okay. All right. Okay, that's enough. It's already 1 o'clock. Again, seriously this time, I'm going to say bye, everybody. Thanks for tuning in today. Thanks for sticking around and spending time with me. I had a lot of fun with our little chat. I had a dialogue for us tonight, but things didn't really, we kind of lost that timing, I think. Okay. So, next time then, okay? Have a good night, and I hope I can see you guys again soon in a future live stream like this one or in a future lesson video. Kind of felt it was a joke, but it always gave the same vibe. Okay. All right. Good night, guys. See you soon. Let's see.